Also new tonight, take a look at your screen here. Nearly a dozen bullet holes all over that front door and wall of a Liberty County home. Prosecutors say a man fired all of those shots trying to kill federal agents. Now that man is heading to federal prison for 30 years. The U.S. Attorney's Office says John Allen was under investigation for selling devices that make guns capable of firing like machine guns. Last June, an undercover source bought 13 of those devices and 2 guns. ATF agents say when they tried to serve a search warrant at Allen's home, he shot at them more than a dozen times. One of the bullets hit an agent's body armor, another grazed an agent's sleeve. Thankfully, no agents were seriously hurt, and they did not return fire. Instead, they got Allen to peacefully surrender. He was convicted on 9 federal counts, including a